Welcome to Indian Wells, California, home of the 2021 Margaritaville USA Pickleball National Championships, presented by Pickleball Central. Join us as the world's best players compete to earn cash prizes and the coveted title of National Champion. This amazing action is brought to you by the City of Indian Wells, Franklin, Vila, Selkirk, Paddle Tech, Rockin' Protein, Takea, Superior Labs, Pro XR Pickleball, Franklin X40, and Margaritaville Pickleball.
Speed, power, and placement. What you're about to see here on Championship Court. It is Tyson McGuffin versus Zane Navratil in the Margaritaville USA Pickleball National Championships. This is our winner's bracket final for men's singles. They're getting warmed up out on the court, and rightly so, because it's a little bit chilly here in the desert. Cameron Irwin alongside Dominic Catalano, and we have been waiting for this matchup today, and it is going to be a force between these two. Some crazy spins, aggressive serves from Zane Navratil. And you caught up with Tyson McGuffin after his last match, and he said, hey, I have to focus on neutralizing the serve and being able to have solid returns.
Absolutely, and that's exactly what he needs to do. He needs to keep Zane off balance, right? When Zane can set his feet, again, he's a tennis player, Zane. UW Whitewater in Wisconsin.
Three-time state champion out of the state of Wisconsin.
Yep, I mean, Zane is an accomplished tennis player, and when you let him and allow him to set his feet, he is dangerous. And so that's exactly what Tyson's going to want to do. Make a move, get into that cat and mouse, and you are going to see some very fun cat and mouse points, I anticipate, in this match, because both of these players are so athletic, so quick, and they love playing that little cat and mouse game up at the kitchen line.
Well, and you can see on the near side of your screen, that's Tyson McGuffin warming up in the white hat. Very electric personality out on the court, and a great sportsman on the other side, Zane Navratil. Watched him in his first round matchup against Thad, and he won the first 11-0 and then was challenged a little bit more in the second one. Phenomenal matchup for him. And so far has been playing very steady. And for Tyson McGuffin, well, we just saw a few minutes ago him face off against J.W. Johnson to be able to pick up the win. That was a 3-game matchup. After dropping the first and then getting a little bit more into a groove was Tyson McGuffin. Watch for him to hit the inside out, moving, really loves to utilize that forehand. A lot of deception from the baseline from him. And Zane Navratil, same thing. His serve has been talked about probably more so than anything else besides the growth of pickleball in the last year in terms of the media landscape.
Absolutely.
And here's a look at it right now. You can see some spin before the serve and then tosses that thing. You never know which way it's going to bounce.
No, you don't. And the thing of it is, so we say, oh, you don't know which way it's going to bounce. Most of the pros have figured out how he's spinning it and where it's going to bounce. So you'll see that. But it's funny to see because it's mostly the males who have figured out. It's nothing like male, female. It's because the males see him more in singles and in doubles than the females see it. So they don't see it a lot. So what you'll see in mixed doubles, it's always interesting. When you're behind a team that's playing Navratil, you'll see the male up at the kitchen line, and they will point
which way it's
with their hand behind their back as soon as they see him spin it. It's absolutely crazy.
Oh, can't wait to watch. Cameron Irwin alongside Dominic Catalano. It is the men's winners bracket final. Who will make it to Sunday? And who will have to keep moving through the contenders bracket? McGuffin officially on the scoreboard.
Yes. It is McGuffin now.
we're going short.
It was Tyson McGuff earlier, but he prefers McGuffin. So going full on leggings now is McGuffin.
Yeah, definitely the breeze starting to roll in. We had a few rain delays in our last matchup, just about 4 or 5 minutes apiece. So far, things have dried off a bit.
0-0.
Byron Fresso, our USA Pickleball certified referee, on the call for this match.
Some cheers already in the crowd for Zane Navratil, the #1 seed.
1-0.
A gorgeous return, but an even better third from Navratil. And another big forehand winner. I saw him do this in his first round matchup, ball after ball. That forehand, his placement, incredible. Great control.
That's a nice lead here early for Zane Navratil. Much better control by McGuffin right there.
Well, and there is a look at how you can neutralize that serve deep into the court.
Team Franklin sitting directly in front of us, supporting Zane Navratil. There's that cat and mouse game that they will both.
What did he say?
So yelling in the stands going, "Come on, Zane, stay focused." And he goes, screams back and goes, "You're not making it easy."
The pickleball community, one of the best.
Point. 4-0. Point.
5-0 now for Zane.
5-0.
The loser of this will face J.W. Johnson,
Point.
as he has worked his way back through the contenders bracket, having faced John Sincola
6-0.
as well as Kevin Lewis.
Oh, nice ball from McGuffin, as he needs a little motivation right now to get back in this, as Navratil has built a solid 6-0 lead here in game #1.
Well, in the 2 matches thus far Tyson McGuffin has played, he has dropped the first game and ultimately won in 3. I loved the conversation you had with him after his last match, asking him about, does he just like to play 3? And he said, people are just getting younger and younger, man.
Yeah.
It takes me a minute.
Well, that's been his MO so far today. Drop game 1, win games 2 and 3. I mean, not for nothing, Tyson, but come on. I mean, you're on the same track here. But a different animal in Zane Navratil right now, and he's feeling really good. That's a great point by Tyson McGuffin. Good point construction as he finally gets on the board here.
And why do you say that?
It just, he really controlled the point. He hit a couple good drops, and he did not let Navratil pull the trigger on his two-handed backhand. And so that point construction, you know, getting into a point, elongating it, Tyson wants those longer points. And he's built for that. He trains for that. And so that's what he wants right there, is those elongated points.
6-1.
Love it. So much spin on that ball. And the finesse.
Oh, little drop from McGuffin. Beautifully done here. Watch this touch.
I typically say this is a dink, but to me this is more of a doink. Yeah, I know you like that. You can use it later on, Tom.
Yeah, well, it brings back bad memories, Cam. NFL football, it's the old double doink. I'm a Bears fan.
Oh, that does hit deep.
It stings.
That
it
hits
stings.
deep.
I don't know. I think you did your research to dig me there, Cam. The nice forehand passing shot on the last ball from McGuffin on the other side. And he gets one on this side now, and he's right back in. And again, the temperature just kind of continues to drop, and what that's doing is the ball is getting harder.
And you can even hear it off the paddle.
Right. And the construction, the longer the point goes, the more I feel it leans in McGuffin's favor. I think Navratil wants to end these points a little quicker.
4-6.
Dig after dig, and you talk about the elongated point. Another going the direction of Tyson McGuffin.
I mean, the coverage of the court by both of these guys is disgusting. It's like there's two of them out there.
Well, and it's interesting. You said it looks as if Zane Navratil is maybe pressing a little bit, trying to get the point finished a bit quicker. What are some of those things that are telling you that?
So he's pressing just a little bit, because when McGuffin brings him up to the kitchen, you've seen him pull the trigger twice on a two-handed backhand, and he's hit it in the net. That's because McGuffin's not allowing him to attack the ball because he's keeping it nice and low.
Okay.
McGuffin's so good up at the net, he can keep that ball low. The old adage on McGuffin 3 years ago was he is a single specialist. He is by far exceeded that, right? You see him on the podium for all three now. So it's just a totally different game, and what he's improved is his dinking and keeping that ball low.
That's a great point. Well, now he has made quite a trek here in game number 1 as you take a look at Leah Jansen.
And there's Team Franklin right there that's Aaron Stahl, Leah Jansen, and Randall Emmett over here on site. They're right in front of us cheering on Navratil. They had a lot to say early as he had a 6-0 lead, and now all of a sudden McGuffin has silenced them. Well, we trade 6-0 runs here.
Six.
Another great shot. Make it 7 straight for McGuffin.
What a forehand winner here for McGuffin. Watch him wrap this back.
You know, it's interesting. When we saw him play J.W. Johnson, it was all about going to his backhand, trying to make him hit that inside out. And now I'm starting to see why. That forehand is deadly. As he just misses it wide.
See McGuffin trying to make his adjustment right there as he walks back. He knows what he did wrong right there, and he just got that a little too far out.
Neutralize the point, but a little too high for Tyson McGuffin.
Yeah, and that was all set up by the return of serve. McGuffin had a great return of serve, didn't allow Navratil to come in and step into that.
7-6.
There's a speed up from Navratil.
Right, and ball left just a little high from McGuffin here. See this ball up. Ball's hard right now, so it's going to bounce up. That's it. All McGuffin's got to do is keep that a little lower. But again, easier said than done when you're on a full sprint covering the whole court. Again, McGuffin handling the Navratil serve right now.
Well, and spin is compounding, right, in this game. So the spin coming off the paddle of Zane Navratil, and then you add to it whether you're slicing that ball back. It makes your life on the third a little bit more challenging. Nice little flipper shot.
Yeah, good control by Navratil up at the kitchen line there. All set up again by return of serve. Return of serve, we said before this match started, Cam, that is going to be the key, and it is.
Well, and it's interesting, too, when I was covering Zane's match, his first match of the day this morning, one of the conversations was the same focus. After playing J.W. Johnson just a week or so ago, he was so frustrated, saying my return was not what I needed it to be. Spent all week working on it with his dad.
Yeah, and that was, you know, recently over the past weekend, and he was visibly frustrated. JW gave him fits.
Jeez, you can just see the movement right now, the ball, the wind picking up. A little bit swirly here in the stadium as well with the surrounding seats. Can come in and really put a number on that ball.
Yeah, where's our heaters in here? It's cold.
Hidden behind the clouds, Tom.
Oh, doubles up down the flat sideline right there. McGuffin takes a 2-point lead and continues his run. That's an 8-0 run.
8-6.
And that was a good return. Great control, finishing off that play. But again, it starts with that return. Kept McGuffin at the baseline for the priority of that point. And a timeout called by Tyson McGuffin, and understandably so.
Yeah, good timeout here as he was just running all over the place to try and stay in that point. This is a benefit, I think, though, to Navratil, because Navratil was running all over there, too. Navratil now gets a chance to get his breath, get his feet back under him, and see what he can do to answer the 8-0 run from McGuffin. That's crazy. A 6-0 run followed by an 8-0 run.
This is
Game of run of points. Let's take a look at Byron Fresso, our head official for USA Pickleball.
Yeah, so we'll see what out of this timeout McGuffin can kind of regroup here after that last point. He took the timeout, but Navratil's the one who needs to answer here because it's been all McGuffin after the start from Navratil.
I think McGuffin heard us talking about going 3 sets or 3 games. He's going, all right, guys, we may still go 3, but
I'm not losing.
I'm going to try and pick up the first.
Right. I know I haven't been too successful in the first before.
Time in. 6-8. Point.
That's a big point right there.
That's just a great ball from Navratil. I mean, he goes inside out forehand on that cross court.
7-8.
Oh, then he goes drop shot right there.
And back to back now, knotted up 8 apiece.
Just the momentum shifts in this game so far. 6-0, 8-0, now 2-0. Let's see if he continues.
It's a roller coaster. Ball long, 3 straight.
So the timeout for McGuffin doesn't work. And Navratil just starts reeling off. I thought it was an advantage for Navratil, the timeout. Oh, and Navratil.
McGuffin letting out a cry of frustration. A different serve, too. Spinning and slice.
Yeah.
10-8.
And another ball.
Wow, talk about a game of runs, Cam. 6-0, 8-0, 5-0. There it was.
And ultimately it goes the direction of Zane Navratil and that nasty, nasty serve. So game number 2 coming up just after this from Margarita USA Pickleball National Championships.
Go again until you strike just right. Until the ball sings. Until the other guy blinks. Until the court's clear and the sun sets. Until you see it in your sleep and wake up swinging. Go again. Until you can't miss. Until you can't lose. Go again. And again.
I will dig deep. I will crush this game.
Athletes know nutrition drives performance.
I will not slow down.
Superior Lab supplements help you power up and recover faster.
I will never surrender.
Superior Labs is a proud sponsor of USA Pickleball.
Ooh. Wow, it's so smooth.
I love the little kick you get when you're going up any little hill.
Wow, that was so much fun.
It was fun, it was fast, it was easy to change gears.
I would do this over a fat tire bike all day long.
Nice ride. This thing has some torque, has some juice.
It felt a little bit like what I imagine wearing a jetpack feel like.
Can the number 1 seed close it out? That's the question. Zane Navratil facing off against Tyson McGuffin in our winners bracket final men's singles action. Little trickery right there from Zane Navratil.
Yeah, well, McGuffin's got to pull something out of his hat here. Again, losing the first game, has to win these next 2. He's done it twice already today. Can he do it a third time?
0-0.
Again, the point construction from Tyson McGuffin, flawless right there.
Trading side outs. Feeling like that's a missed opportunity with a shallow return.
Yeah, absolutely, Cam. You couldn't be any more right there. And he got the shallow return, like you said. He needs to finish that. It almost sounded like he mishit it.
0-0.
And really reaching for that, and it shows.
Wow, I mean, Navratil staying in that point. Great job.
First point on the board. Game number 2 was all about runs of points in game 1, especially at the hand of Zane Navratil's serve. And how about that backhand, Navratil?
Yeah, he doesn't go away from it. First one, McGuffin gets, but then he doubles up, goes same spot again.
It's interesting watching his hand placement on the paddle as well.
2-0.
That offhand, pretty high, choked up on the paddle.
Point. 3-0.
That one just behind his left foot, kind of got stuck there.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Cam. Again, he let it get a little too deep on him. And so when you get deep, he'll be behind it, and that's why it goes off the side near the post.
Another great shot from McGuffin. There's another read.
That's a tough ball too, because Navratil's on full sprint that way, and he's going to come across his body. He made it look very easy, but typically you'll see a player just kind of follow through with that and go, flat. He goes across his body for the winner.
Are you here? Are you on this fucking court?
Tyson McGuffin having a little bit of an extra conversation with himself, asking if he is there.
4-1.
He's back.
The answer is yes.
The answer is yes, he's back.
He answered his own question.
1-4.
Oh, talk about control, Zane Navratil.
What a drop right there. The fact, though, that McGuffin is able to get a paddle on that is absolutely incredible, too.
Navratil went up 6-0. I believe, right? In game one?
Yep. 6-0, then an 8-0 run by McGuffin, followed by a 5-0 run by Navratil.
Sticking with the backhand, then whips it and misses.
Yeah, McGuffin needs those points again. I'm going to say the bread and butter, that sweet spot for McGuffin is 6 to 7. If he can get a 6 to 7 shot rally, he feels like he's in control. Anything under that, under 6, that's more Navratil's speed. And right on cue, he proves me wrong.
Well, it was set up by this shot right here. So much open court to work with, and I just love the effort there from Navratil. He tries to loop back around like a carousel.
I mean, it's just so pathetic.
Yeah.
McGuffin continuing the inner turmoil.
Yes.
We shall say. Man, just watch the ball after it bounces. This is a great view, right, from the baseline to be able to see how much it moves. It's sometimes 1 to 2 feet after the bounce.
Yep.
Left or right.
And these guys put so much cut on the ball, so much spin on the ball. And when it hits, it just moves so much.
Try and change spins or add spin, or do you just throw some pace at it?
Trying to eliminate it.
Challenging. The ball is called long.
4-2.
And that's trouble right there. We talked about the return of serve. If McGuffin returns short like that, that's just trouble. Can't do that. He hasn't done it much, but he can't do that right now, especially as Navratil's starting to maybe pull away.
Well, and one of the other elements of that serve, too, is you almost want to get it quickly off the bounce. Because if you let it get too far away from you, you're in trouble.
Right.
So you're almost short hopping the serve to try and get up to the net as well. It is, man, not easy.
Nope, and then watch this touch right there. McGuffin just loosens up his grip on the paddle and drops that in. Beautiful.
Another great forehand. Middle to the sideline, Tyson McGuffin.
Yeah, he took something off that, though. He hit that about 50%, and what that does is that creates a lot more shape on the ball, and so that ball's dipping as soon as it gets to the net.
3-5.
And Zane may not make the noise himself, but he's got plenty of fans in the stands to do it for him.
Team Franklin here in full effect.
5-3.
How about that shot?
Oh, that's a huge two-handed backhand on the line.
Great setup, huge draw, and the finish up the line.
6-3.
A little help from the net. There's the hold for Tyson McGuffin.
Good pull, too. What he did was he allowed Navratil's ball to bounce and then pop up to the apex where it's at its highest peak. He's able to get over the top of that and put that ball away.
3-6.
Another great read. We've seen that same pattern time and time again. He's waiting. He hits towards that backhand and ends up with the forehand, delays, and the cross-court winner.
Navratil trying to guess which side that McGuffin was going to go to. Unfortunately, he went a little early, showed his hand a little early.
McGuffin going to grab the towel, just give himself an extra second. Looking to get back on top. He had that incredible run in game 1. We've seen him rally in game 2 and 3 throughout the day.
See if he's got another rally in him here.
Find the next gear. That's one way to do it.
Great carving backhand up at the kitchen line.
Puts a point. Back up. And again, there's that same look. That time, Zane doing the opposite, looking for the cross court. It's like he's one step ahead, right? In terms of the read. Playing the point ahead of him.
Wow, Navratil using that crosswind to knock that ball down right there. He hits it into the wind, allows the wind to knock it down for him. Regains a 3-point lead.
7-4.
And another huge gust. That probably in effect there for Tyson McGuffin.
McGuffin gonna use one of his 2 timeouts here, down 8-4. Navratil in control again here in game number 2, 3 points away from moving on to the gold medal match.
And here's a look at the bracket for men's pro singles. We talked about the J.W. Johnson versus Tyson McGuffin match. We showed it right here on our air. And then on the other side, it was the Frank Anthony Davis versus Zane Navratil that took place out on championship court number 3. Zane picking up the victory there in just 2 games. So Zane doing some quick work through the bracket. Now picking up game 1 and looking in great position in game number 2. And if you're just joining us, thanks for hanging out with us here at Indian Wells on championship court number 1. Of course, this is the Margaritaville USA Pickleball National Championships. And it's a tournament that's been going on for just a few years, Tom.
Just a few, just a few.
One that you always mark on the calendar. You want to get your way out here to the Palm Desert. Right now, it's feeling a little bit more like the ice desert.
My goodness, yes, it is.
Things definitely cooling off as we hit some of those later hours of the evening.
8-4.
But it's beautiful under these stadium lights. Oh, and he's on it, but puts too much.
Just a bit outside there.
Zane, you only needed 4 slices of pizza, not 8.
Not a whole pie. Wow. He got there, though. That's impressive in itself.
Ball is served long.
Oh, McGuffin faking the
broken paddle.
The broken paddle snap on his knee. Don't think he wants to do that.
8-4.
Gosh, the amount of loft on that ball. Catches it with his hand. Just 2 away is Zane Navratil.
9-4.
Just ripping backhands. And you love that too. You make somebody hit the same shot over and over. Backhand, backhand, backhand. Next thing you know, go to their forehand. They're not quite in rhythm with it.
Yep.
4-9.
All a matter of timing.
Oh, Navratil comes out on top of that cat and mouse game right there, as you'll see on the Selkirk replay. It's too good there for Navratil, and he'll get that serve back and have two more. Is 2 points away.
9-4.
And this is how he closed out game number 1. The height of that serve.
10-4.
Oh, and he busts out the tricky one to end it right there. As you see on this Selkirk replay, that just cuts away from McGuffin. After you think it's going to come into your body, it doesn't, and Navratil will move on to the gold medal match.
A huge win for the number 1 seed, 11-8, 11-4. Zane Navratil moving on to the gold, whereas Tyson McGuffin, well, he's going to have to fight through that bronze medal matchup. We've had so much fun here on Championship Court. We'll be coming back to you with, I believe, an interview. Dom, you heading down?
Yep.
All right, this has been Margaritaville USA Pickleball National Championships.
Margaritaville USA Pickleball National Championships presented by Pickleball Central. I am here with Zane Navratil after his winter bracket final victory over Tyson McGuffin. Zane had everything going today, looked very confident going out against McGuffin today. The first game, a game of runs, you go on a 6-0 run, he goes on an 8-0 run, you go on a 5-0 run to end it. What are you thinking as he's coming back and chipping away and he takes an 8-6 lead after you went on a 6-0 run?
You're doing a lot more thinking than I am. No, so I mean, Tyson and I both have game styles where if we start roping a couple serves and forehands, and you know, it's easy to go on those type of runs, and just managing that. I used a timeout; it worked for me, and yeah, it's a game of runs more than any sport I've ever played. Not that I played a whole bunch of sports other than this, but.
And it seems like, too, McGuffin wanted to elongate some of those points. Anything that went over 6-7 shots, he took control of. You wanted to end it a little quicker. You flipped the script there in game 2 where the longer points you were taking control of. Was it something you were paying attention to, or is that just something I'm crazy about, too?
Well, when I am, if Tyson's controlling the net, he does a really good job of preventing me from being able to hit solid passes. He's keeping me pretty far behind the court, and so to try and create something from back there is difficult. So I know I'm in a tough spot, but trying to make one more ball, and he was controlling them. So, but if you can sneak out a couple points here and there, that's huge. 1 or 2 points is the difference in a ton of these matches.
All right, well, congratulations, Zane. Moving on to Championship Sunday. Gold medal match. That's it. You want to thank everybody? Here you go.
I got to thank the crowd. This is awesome. This is the coolest crowd that I've played in front of, and the Franklin family was here cheering me on, and Randall Emmett. So, and of course, Kathy up there. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it.
All right, there you have it. Zane Navratil punching his ticket to the gold medal match. Congratulations, Zane. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll be back here on Championship Court at the Margaritaville USA Pickleball National Championships presented by Pickleball Central.